Clear Obscure Expedition 33 is among the games nominated for Game of the Year, and the nominees came out. So what do we think? What do we think is going to take the cake? What do we think is going to win this year? How are we feeling?
This year has a crazy amount of good games in the Game of the Year category. We have Clair Obscur, Hades 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hollow Knight Silksong, Death Stranding 2 on the Beach, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Personally, I've only played 2 of these games. 3 of them, kind of like, I don't know. Hades 2, I've played about 5 hours now, so not a lot. Silksong, I'm about 15 hours in, but I've hit a wall, and I will come back to it eventually, but I'm not quite sure when. And then Expedition 33, I've played all the way through. Expedition 33 is one of the best games I've played in maybe the last 5 years, so I'm going to have to go with that as my personal pick.
James, what do you think? Off to you.
This is a crazy year. It's a crazy year. A lot of great games and a lot of great games that I haven't played. So many games here that I think I raised my nose at Expedition 33 when it first came out.
You did? What was about that? Tell me, let's dive into that for a second. I'm really curious about this.
Because here's the thing. I put in the Discord the other day, I said, I'm an hour into Expedition 33 and I already have a lot of thoughts. It was a game that when it came out, I had no desire to play that kind of game. I was very RPG'd out. I was feeling that open world fatigue. I don't know what from. I couldn't tell you what I was playing at the time. I think I had done back-to-back Death Stranding and Death Stranding 2. So the thought of going around open world, just like, and doing the exploring thing after doing a whole game where in essence it's just you exploring.
And your 7th playthrough of Armored Core.
And I forgot that was my other thing. But the thing about Armored Core that is a foil to Expedition 33 is Armored Core is very like focused, intense. It's snappy. You get in and you get out and you do your missions, call it a day. Expedition 33, even in the first hour, it's very like, it's much more like on rail. Like it's very like you're going through straight paths that are, that sometimes branch, and sometimes you can go left or you could go right, but that's pretty much the only decision in exploration that you're making. I do have a little bit of my chip on on my shoulder toward this game because while it does, first of all, I want to clarify again, I'm only about maybe 2 hours into this game by this point. Done the opening, still exploring the opening area, just met Lene. Is that her name?
Have you left? Yeah, Lune. You haven't left. You haven't traveled yet, basically.
I have traveled.
Oh, okay, great.
To the continent, correct?
Yes.
Yes, on the continent. Yeah. Opening scene, met Lune on the continent.
Right. Wait, have you traveled to the Paintress or like towards the Paintress?
Yes.
Have you set sail or whatever?
I've set sail. There's set sail, opening scene, and then
so
you meet.
Were you emotionally connected by the beginning of this at all, or kind of the emotions and the music and the?
No, I'm very much feeling the emotions and the music. I think some of the character writing hasn't hit me well. Absolutely. I think some of it is a little melodramatic. Some of the writing,
I would agree. Yeah,
I think the performances are good, but it feels very much like
little ham. There's a little ham.
It's like, like you would say that. Yeah. Classic Gustav.
Look, I got to gas up Clair Obscur again because, when you talk about voice actors, you're talking Charlie Cox, Ben Starr, Jennifer English. I mean, some of the best voice actors working. I mean, Charlie Cox, of course, is a big actor, but besides him, some of the best voice actors ever. And so that's, I think, what drew me to it. I was like, oh,
Andy Serkis gives
Andy
an
Serkis,
all-timer in this.
Oh, I can't wait for Andy Serkis to come up. But
both some of
the mouth animations,
they do not match up, and it's really frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Do not match up, and I'm like, man, this is such a missed opportunity. Also, like the animation style of the characters. I've given voice to this before when I voiced my chip on shoulder about playing the game initially, but I think something about the art style doesn't work for me. I think it feels like Godfall or like these other very shiny, they go so above and beyond on these hyper stylized environments and characters. It looks like the game was made in dreams.
Oh yeah.
This is the problem I had with Dragon Age Veilguard, is that everything was very detailed up close, and the skyboxes looked ugly watercolor and it really put this weird filter over the game. And I do feel like in some sections of Expedition 33, that's a totally fair and valid criticism. But then you get to other places and you're like, this is like such a gorgeous thing they've created here. But it's in the skybox to me, and it's hit or miss. Yeah, I don't know quite. It feels like there's like a film over everything that just makes it kind of like grainy. Like I'm looking at like clay dolls. Everyone looks kind of sculpted in that way. It's not a criticism. It's just a preference issue. But I think like I'm immersed in the story, and I really like the combat. I think the combat is what's really getting me through it. I think a part of me is like, this game is just sad Persona. A friend of mine texted that to me the other day. He's like, oh, you mean sad Persona? And I was like, yeah, that's exactly what this game is. It's sad Persona. And I think like it's hard to see this game get its flowers. And Persona 5 and like Metaphor ReFantazio like got their flowers like in their own respective communities, but for have Clair Obscur like come in, and because they have these like giant voice actors like and like kind of have this attitude of like, oh, this game is gonna sweep, when Metaphor ReFantazio and Persona 5 Royal like didn't really sweep. It makes me kind of be like, man, like these were games that had so much style as well. And I think I just prefer those game style. I think it's really just because it's like Eastern versus Western like game development in some ways of like, this is, I don't think a JRPG would have had this recognition, but because it is essentially, this game is a JRPG-esque JRPG, like in most ways, but it's from Western Studio. And I think that sort of rubs me the wrong way. I don't know if that is like, that's probably not entirely true. There's probably a lot about this game that sets it apart. I would argue that parts of the combat set it apart. I think the quick time event is very like fun, but at the end of the day, like the combat system is the exact same as a Persona Metaphor series. It's like same exact systems with like, but I think it does take it to another depth with the parrying and the dodging timing, with some of the characters unique. Like Lune has a whole like ecosystem around different elements that she uses, which is super cool. And I like that. I also don't like the vocabulary. I hate the fucking vocabulary. Luminet, like Luminos and Pictos and like all of them. Okay.
Like,
I was gonna ask if you had done Pictos yet. Like, I've
done Pictos, and I've like
that to me is the when you talk about like the systems of the game and the combat and everything, the Pictos are very unique to me that I feel like I haven't played in other turn-based games. I haven't played Persona 5 Royal all the way through, or Metaphor. So I don't know exactly if it's unique, but to me, this was a very unique feature when I had unlocked so many Pictos and I was equipping them to each character.
Yeah. No, they don't. I think that is iterative, but it doesn't feel fresh enough for me to like, I'm like, oh, you're just equipping buffs. Like these are just like charms on characters.
For now.
Wait
till they're debuffs, dude. It starts to get really fun.
Okay.
Well, the game that everyone should be talking about, as much as Clair Obscur's getting their flowers, great for them. Dispatch, I think, should take the cake for everything. Ryder
says, shut up, guys. I'm over Expedition 33. Let's talk about my favorite game now.
It's time to talk about what very well may be the best Telltale style game there is. I know it's ex-developers, but Dispatch was one of those games that had great story, incredible voice acting, great score, great music, and just a story that I think really connects people. You know, it really pulls a ragtag group of people together. And Clair Obscur, I mean, art, everything about that game, everyone's been talking about how original it is, but Dispatch.
I don't want to go into spoilers about Dispatch at all, because obviously James hasn't played it, and if you haven't played it, please go play it. Dispatch is fantastic. But I felt similarly how James felt about Expedition 33 before playing Dispatch, of like, okay, more superhero media, another ragtag group of heroes. Like what? It's kind of R-rated, is like The Boys or, you know, something like this. I'm like,
or
what? Yeah. What is separating this? Besides, I like a good Telltale game. I like Aaron Paul. I like the development team around this and the voice cast. So like, I was excited for it, but I did kind of have that, there's no way this is like going to be amazing. Boy, was I wrong. They found a fantastic story to tell, and I was so engaged with it the whole time. I wish there was more. That I've been listening to the soundtrack on repeat, which I don't usually do with games like this. And so, yeah, Dispatch was excellent. I just can't, I wish it was within the cutoff here of Game of the Year. I believe only the first 2 episodes released within the cutoff. And so how would people vote for that for Game of the Year if they didn't know when it would finish?
That's so weird.
And it's the same way that like Indiana Jones last year didn't make the cutoff. So I believe it's nominated for something here.
Yeah.
It's where do they do it?
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see a lot
Best
of the,
action adventure game.
I'm starting to see a lot of the fandom. I'm starting to see cosplays start. I'm starting to see people play this game more and more. And I feel like the love is just going to grow for it. And I feel like it's going to be one of those classics that blows up more than I think people expected it to.
It does have that like iconic design for some of the characters that like, if you see them on a poster or something, you're like, it's very recognizable, even though this genre of ragtag superhero is so saturated, like so saturated. And I think that's a huge plus for the game. Like somehow they were able to carve out something fantastic in this. Yeah. They really took the best parts of all of these types of stories and made something really new and fresh. I cannot recommend Dispatch enough. It is
I have a question.
Definitely in my top 5. Yes.
How far do you think a Telltale-esque game can go when we talk about these conversations of like Game of the Year and stuff like that?
Okay, I have a response to this. Dispatch gets rid of the Telltale parts of the game. Like recently I played Wolf Among Us. That was the last Telltale game I played. And there's a lot of walking around. Like you enter a room, there's 10 things to interact with. You can interact with them. One thing's going to trigger the decision or whatever. So you got to make sure you can like try to see all the pieces you need before you hit the decision-making thing.
Right. You
and
have
it's
all
a lot
the
of like
clues that you need to form your opinion.
The set camera, you're walking around. And it was a little tedious sometimes to do that.
It was.
Dispatch cuts that entirely out. There's no walking around or controlling the characters in this game, and I think that's actually a positive for this. The only gameplay mechanic is the actual dispatching of the superheroes, in which you have 2 shifts an episode, a morning shift and an afternoon shift, and the story happens before, between, and after with all the characters. But also the characters grow within the dispatching through like the conversations, and there's cutscenes and stuff, of course.
Yeah, they have cinematic mode where you can turn off like the QuickTime events. So I think basically what it is what they originally intended the game to be was like an interactive television series. Because that's what it is, really. If you kind of sit back, your controller's down for like 75%, I'd say maybe 60% of the time. You're just watching a great story. You're not really playing, right?
But like in a Game of the Year conversation, like this is the Game of the Year, right?
Like, it's true. It's really tough because on a story level, I would want this. I still think Expedition 33, the final decision that you make in the game to like really the choices that you have to make were very impactful for me. And I think I would still put that as a better story than Dispatch, but this should 100% be in the directing category. I think game direction is so good on this. And I think it deserves a spot in Game of the Year, even though others are more gameplay heavy. But this is an impossible discussion.
Best narrative, I'd say. Best narrative because there are multiple places for. There are what do they call it? Like
let's have an nomination.
Choices.
A nomination for best narrative.
Yeah.
No.
Best narrative this year was Clair Obscur, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Come, and Silent Hill F.
Oh, so it's not in there. Got snubbed from narrative.
It should have. I mean, it should have.
Even some of the
best performances. I mean, we have, of course, Laura Bailey in there, but I mean, she gave a good performance, and
she would deserve the win there. The only thing Dispatch is up for is best independent or best
debut.
Right? Yeah, best independent game.
Yeah, their debut. So.
Oh, debut independent.
Yeah. But it's going against Clair Obscur, so that's kind of going to be like the tell. It's like, wow, is Clair Obscur going to sweep?
Clair Obscur is not a debut indie game. They made another indie game.
I think the studio Sandfall, right? I think their studio is its first game, but the developers. It's not the first game. It's like Megabonk. Did you guys hear about this Megabonk thing?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one that he pulled his nomination because
Yeah.
it wasn't the first indie game
he
for him, right?
made.
It wasn't.
He said it's my first under this studio name, but I've made dozens of like games before this or whatever. So he's like, I don't really feel comfortable being nominated for this, but the nomination enough was like thank you, like super appreciative of it, but didn't want to take away. Yeah, I think it's really cool.
Really great decision that they made.
Yeah.
I think in terms of like predicting game of the year, I feel like none, like Vincent, you strongly believe that Expedition 33 is game of the year.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not in a position at all to make like a call on it. Like everyone, like everyone I know is strong gunners for like Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Which is totally fair. I think the people writing for that are very valid in that.
Yeah.
The art direction in that game is fantastic. The music is good. It feels good to play.
To have a game like with this hype, like for this long awaited to come out and actually like exceed expectations is kind of insane.
And is that like a side scroller type beat?
Yeah.
Hollow Knight? Yeah.
It's a Metroid
Steam Deck ass game right there.
I only played it on my Steam Deck, and it's perfect. It's $20 or something. I think it's $20.
And I've also heard a lot of love for Kingdom Come Deliverance. I feel like people were like when it released, I think when I saw it graphically, I kind of undermined it, thinking that it wasn't all that it's cut out to be. But people were like, no, this is one of the best like RPGs.
People say it's like one of the best Western RPGs.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, that's interesting because there's so much you could do. Like you could live out a whole life, and it's that
the depth is insane.
Right? Yeah.
Did you guys
say
play
Hades 2 is like the perfect roguelite? Like
that too.
Okay, Hades 2. So I've played Hades 1 and I beat it all the way up to I did not beat it. I beat Hades or whatever, the final boss. But there's more to do after the game, so I'm not comfortable to say beating it. But I got really far in Hades 1.
That's
so
like a Diablo type, right? Like
it's roguelite also. I guess fixed camera.
Asymmetric action roguelite.
It's
isometric, not asymmetric. Isometric.
If you've never tried Hades Rider, that's also a great Steam Deck, and
you need to play Hades.
It's so fun, dude. You go through these dungeon rooms basically, and you pick your buffs. So like, if there's a trident, you're like gonna get a buff from Poseidon, or if it's like a heart, you're gonna get a buff from Aphrodite, and like all these different Greek gods. And so you get powerful from all these gods throughout as you go. When you die, you can use these like things that you've collected over the time to upgrade your character and go further and further. And the thing that blows me away about Hades 2, guys, in Hades 1, you continue to have new conversations with NPCs as you get them each time. So it's insane. Keeps interesting. This one is like times 10, fully voice acted. It's all like narrated by Homer, like the guy who writes the Odyssey. So it's like Homer's narrating your adventure. Odysseus is there, like giving you quests and stuff. It's like, I love Greek mythology stuff, and it's so fun. It's so fun.
It's really insane how you continue to play it, and you'll be like 50 hours in, and they'll still be saying new shit.
It's crazy.
So you both have put some hours into this, James. You too? Like you
only
I put a lot of hours in Hades 1.
Hades 1,
but
okay.
It's
Hades
still the same thing.
Yeah, it's more. So you're basically what you're saying is, Chris. Before I watched Nolan's new film, homework is play Hades and Hades 2.
No, much fictionalized.
Your homework is to read the Odyssey.
Read the Odyssey.
There we go. Yeah,
play a little
bit. The Iliad and then the Odyssey.
Oh, the Iliad and the Odyssey. Yeah,
gotta do it. I did do an audiobook for the Iliad earlier this year, and I got halfway through, and I realized I wasn't paying close enough attention. And I've read it before, like in school.
You've read the whole Iliad?
I've read the whole Iliad and the whole Odyssey. Awesome. But like probably an abridged version. So I tried to read like the original. I mean, there's all these translations of
the
it.
Original, yeah.
And I did get halfway, and I was like, I think I need the words. It's really too hard to remember all the names and stuff in an audio format. Okay, that's neither here nor there.
Well,
go for it, right?
For those of you guys, for those of y'all that are excited for the Game Awards, let us know in our Discord. What's your game of the year? What you've been playing? Those of you that don't know, welcome back to Strictly Casual. My name is Ryder, and I'm joined with my best buddies, James and Vincent. Today we're talking, of course, games we've been playing. It's a gaming themed episode. Of course, the Game Awards are coming up, so we're getting excited. Talking about, what we think is going to take the cake, what we think is going to win, and
come hang out with us. on December 11th, we will be live streaming on our YouTube, watching the Game Awards together. So yeah, hop in our Discord if you want to be updated about all of that. And of course, subscribe to YouTube where you can see our live notifications, but that's going to be fun. Ryder and I have gone to the Game Awards. I've gone 5 times now. How many times have you been?
Crazy.
I think, 6. There's only one extra one for you. Yeah.
And this would be the first year in a while that we're not attending, just so we can watch and hang out and stream and all that. But
we've been
such a
letting
fun time.
James watch it solo. We can't leave him on his own. We're like, we need to cut it out. Let's all watch this together. And I'm really excited because I know you guys are so hilarious when it comes to stuff like these, these shows, especially a special one like the Game Awards. So I think we're gonna have a good time all being together.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm stoked for it.
We will have bingo cards for the show, and
it's official now. Now we have to.
How many times I yell at Ryder to stop reacting too early?
No, it's not that game. It's not. Yeah.
I'll be complaining that I'm 17 seconds behind, and you guys have seen the reveal before I have.
Like, oh my god, new Tomb Raider, and you're like, damn it,
stop.
No, but we are hoping to sort of try to iron out those things as best as possible, so that we are on the same page. It's hard to, but we'll try to do it during the countdown. So that you guys who are watching can have the best experience possible.
And, we just hit Thanksgiving. We're coming into Christmas time. I just want to say we're super thankful to those of you who are listening to the podcast and spending your time with us. It's been such a fun thing to do this again this year and trying to bring this back and have it be a creative outlet for the 3 of us. And I hope that it's enjoyable for you guys too. I've also really enjoyed the Discord this year. I think it's been really fun to share all the things that we're playing and watching and reading and listening to. I love that. And I love hearing what other people are doing. So it's a good time. But before we move on to the meat of this in our Steam machine stuff conversation, Ryder, I haven't heard too much from you. What else have you been playing? I want to hear from all of you.
Yeah, so besides Dispatch, really Dispatch kind of took over my mind for a little bit, diving into that and really enjoying the story. But Astroneer just dropped a new DLC. It was a big one. It was called Megatech, and that was like a $10 paid DLC where it was like not like the final nail in the coffin, but kind of the big thing that the fans have been wanting of the game. And it's huge automation, lots of interplanetary travel, and it's one of those where you could just spend another 100 hours in diving into that. So I've started getting into that a little bit. And then just,
that's a massive success.
Yeah, Astroneer is surprisingly so beloved, and it's always nice that it's consistently like supported, right? Like they keep doing free updates and stuff like that. So there's a lot to get into that game. You'll always have something to do in that one.
That's so cool.
And then of course multiplayer games like Battlefield, and then just diving into the chaos that is that game. And then Fortnite just launched their new season. Season 7 chapter 7 is here. And
did they already get rid of the Simpsons stuff?
Simpsons stuff is gone. They had a huge
that was
event.
Here for like 1 week.
Yeah,
it was like a mini season.
Okay,
it was a mini season, but y'all, they finally released the Arcane skins. Jinx and Vi are in the store. All is well with the world. Instantly bought those as fast as I could.
$50 bundle or something like that.
A $99 bundle, but I dropped it all, dude. It was so exciting. No. But yeah, I'm playing as Jinx and Vi, and it's like the best thing ever.
They destroyed the battle bus. I didn't know this.
Battle bus is gone. Rest in peace.
And the new Fortnite.
Is the bus driver okay?
It's funny.
I hope so.
Speaking of him, it's funny when you come in now, you can, instead of saying goodbye to the bus driver or thanking the bus driver, you can like press F to pay respects. You can like pay
that's
respects
actually
to the bus driver.
funny.
Yeah, it's so good.
Now, a question about the Arcane skins. Did they just Fortniteify them? Or like, I think Arcane has a really cool art style. Did they try to integrate that at all with their skins?
I'd say it's pretty much like 80% like exactly the skin. Like it looks exactly like them. Like sure, they're not
cool.
Like a cell shaded. They're not like, they don't look like the show, but I mean, they're pretty like close, you know what I mean? Like
cool.
They did K-pop Demon Hunters as well, and I think those are even more so closer to the animation style of Sony. But
that is so interesting that interesting to me. I don't know how interesting it is to other people, but like Fortnite, most games have skins and they're like the same models, I would say, each time. Fortnite has gone to a place where their skins are just like the source material, so they're like, I don't know how you balance the size and shape of like, you can have Peter Griffin, which is a bigger character, and the K-pop Demon Hunters, the super skinny singers, but the hitboxes are all the same. Like, I don't know how you balance that. I don't know how you make that
Yeah,
happen.
good point.
But that's cool to me as a game design thing. I would love to learn more about that.
It's fascinating.
I wonder if they just I'm sure like all the hitboxes are like actually like if you looked at you could see a model of the hitbox
I'm
and they're
sure.
the same on literally every skin. It's just like you have to sort of reconcile with like, hey, if you're playing a bigger guy, you just look bigger. Like that's the disadvantage of people.
That's
can
probably
see you
what it
easier.
is. Yeah, that'd be an unfair advantage, or you'd be playing on hard mode, playing with Peter Griffin or something like that.
Right.
So I need to ask you guys, Black Friday is happening currently on digital on like Xbox and PlayStation stores. So, it's like time to take advantage of the sales. Do I dive into Ghosts of Yotei? I mean, I don't think there's a sale for Ghosts of Yotei. But like, what's the word on what do I need to play right now to really maximize my enjoyment of the Game Awards? Because you're talking Clair Obscur a lot.
Expedition 33, like it's on sale. It's like deep sale. It's like $35. You
already have it, right, Ryder?
I think I do have. So you're telling me I should hop back into it because I did delete it.
Yeah, you should give it. You should give it.
It's only like 40 hours. I mean, only, but it's like fairly contained.
Yeah.
For one of these,
I got stumped. I mean, not like this isn't really spoilers, but first kind of chapters in, you're deep in it, and I think I may have wandered off to a harder boss than I should have.
They give you those.
Yeah.
They give you okay. And
I got a lot of those.
And I was like, am I supposed
just beat
to
one
be
last
here?
night. I was like, I can tell this boss is like not for my level, but being the person I am, I said, I'm gonna ram my head into a wall until I beat this boss, and I finally beat him.
Because he was like a puppet
level 1 character.
or a clown. I don't know if
It's the
mime?
the mime. I instantly went to this guy and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Do not fight the mimes. Right away, Ryder.
God.
Those are the end game bosses. You come back for the mimes.
Dude?
Yes.
That's why I was so frustrated with this game. So anybody having that problem too, just dip out, ignore the mimes.
There is a mime in. Okay, this is not really a spoiler, but in the first section before you head out to the Paintress, there's a mime in the starting area, and the only way to beat them is in that starting area, and I missed it. So that's like the last trophy. I would need to replay the game up to that point to get that trophy for the platinum.
You missed it?
Damn.
I didn't even see it.
That's crazy.
Did you beat him?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I love it.
It was pretty easy. You just got to get like, I will say like this. I really like the combat rhythm. Like every character has like a unique rhythm of like what you do. I'm like, okay, like I know as Gustav, I'm trying to get hits. And I will want to invest in skills to get me the most hits possible so I could charge my thing and then use my arm,
Dude, just my favorite build for Gustav is the Gatling gun build, in which it reloads your gun and you just shoot. You just bang, 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 and it keeps reloading your gun and you keep shooting. It's awesome by the end of the game.
You got the chopper.
Yeah.
Enough about Clair Obscur. Time to talk about the true game.
Good.
No, I'm just kidding. The true game of the year, y'all. Arc Raiders. Arc Raiders. Look, James has been playing Arc Raiders. Vincent's reluctant, but we're gonna get him eventually.
I knew we were gonna get to a point of this podcast where we bully Vincent into buying Arc Raiders.
We're gonna bully him to get this game. I'll give some context a little bit, and James, I want you to dive into it too, because this game, look, this is an extraction shooter, right? We're talking Tarkov. You may have heard the name because it's one of the most famous kind of extraction shooters. Those type of games I stay away from because it's a lot of risk. High reward. It's scary and it seems very complex, very advanced gamer. It's like I don't need that stress, right?
Very gamer.
Very gamer. Yeah, very much like you got to put in like 80 hours if you want to be good at this, right? Arc Raiders comes and they say, look, there's robots, there's PvE, but there's PvP too. But nobody told me how amazing it would be to hop on a chat, hop on a mic, and make some friends with random strangers on this game. Swap some loot and enjoy the beauty that is Arc Raiders. I mean, this game.
Enjoy the beauty of friendship.
Enjoy the beauty of friendship. Yeah, James, what'd you think about it when you hopped into it?
Yeah, so the other day, I'll give you a little snapshot. The other day, I had a great day where I played maybe 3 hours of Arc Raiders. Just continually going in and out. And the first 2 hours, I'm like, great. I'm going in, minding my own business, seeing other people, maybe take down a robot together. Oh, got some stuff. Okay, let me hop out of here. I had 2 hours good runs, and then I have my best run. I get in this locked room that I just found in a random building on Buried City. Maybe you know the one. And then I'm like getting I got 2 blueprints. I got some purple like things to sell so I can make a lot of money when I get back. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And then I come back around, I'm looting something, and this guy is like crouching next to the door, and I do the "don't shoot" emote, that he's like, "Don't shoot." And so he just kind of is not doing anything. He's just kind of looking. So I'm like, all right, I'll back away. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 shoots me. I bolt out of there. I'm like, fuck, he almost got me. So I run out the window, jump down, do a little parkour roll.
Yeah.
Go around the building. I'm like, fuck. I'm running around. I'm trying to get slip. I'm trying to slip him out, go out the other way. Didn't know that he also exited the building trying to follow my ass. Hits me from like 100 yards away. I go down. I'm like, fuck. And then that was it. And then he took all my shit.
That was
the
it.
story.
I died.
Now, I got a
That
question.
sucks.
Are you communicating mostly through emotes, or do you have an open mic situation happening here?
You could do either. So I do a push to talk for proximity
that's
chat.
smart.
So it's
Good
like
call.
down on the D-pad.
You have
so
to.
like I don't want people to know I'm there if I don't want them to.
So you're not
but I
like
always
heavy breathing.
Right, I'm not heavy breathing, but the emotes are really helpful. You can adjust the loudness of your emotes, which is fun.
Don't shoot. Hey, don't shoot.
But there's like greet, there's like, hey, do you want to team up? There's
that's
like
cool.
no, there's don't shoot. There's like all these different. It's like a wheel, just a little emote wheel.
I like that.
And honestly, like the biggest snub I see from the Game Awards is an audio design.
Yeah.
Like this game has some of the coolest audio design I've ever heard. Just like from when you're going around the environment and you're hearing like birds and other like wildlife around that you're so immersed in it, like footsteps, like the little like beep, 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 beep of like the arcs and all that when you
Yeah,
get
the alarms
spotted. It's just like I know that the and I'm like, fuck again, which one saw me?
Yeah, people
just
have
so
nightmares now
satisfying.
hearing those sounds.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
sounds.
even playing the betas, the audio is so good and it sounds incredible. The crunchiness of like each footstep, the different machines, the gunfire feels like insanely cool. Yeah, even from the very limited amount that I've played, it's very, very clean.
It's the
I think you would-
everyman's extraction shooter. It really
It
is.
is. It is.
User friendly to hop in. And like if you lose all your stuff, they have a system where there's like a little chicken, a little rooster pal, and he gives you resources. Either it's timed or after every match, but like
Yeah,
That's
I think
cool.
it's
They give
every
you
match.
resources,
But you
so
can
never-
upgrade
yeah.
him as well. You can train him and you can get stuff
Nice.
out to like train to like you can give him like fruits to like train him so he gives you more stuff every run. You get seeds and you can trade those with certain traders for like other things to fill in your gaps. Like you have workshops that sort of allow you to make things with other materials that you have to like fill in your gaps. Like the economy is just so well balanced that I feel like I'm always looking for something, but I'm never at a loss. Like I always have what I need to get by, but I also have stuff to shoot for and like, oh, like, I really could use some of these. Like I really need, and it's very clear, like in order to get to this tier, I should have stuff at this tier.
Yeah.
Without it being too restrictive of like, I can't survive at a lower tier. If I can go in there with a free loadout and do kind of okay. But then like, unless we're talking PvP, like there's one map that is like PvP only pretty much called Stella Mortis.
Oh, yeah, that's
That
scary.
is like all like, it's all
thanks.
inside in like a robot factory. And that one is like on site. Like I played a couple
I
times.
feel like I would love that.
It
That
sounds
sounds fun to me.
dude.
You would love that.
But
Get your
there's
wallet.
also the enemies on there are like another level of
Yeah.
like hard. So
Yeah, they get
it's-
scary too, because like there's big robots and like of course there's the flying drones, but then there's these spider robots that you could see. They have like different scales to them, and you see them out in the distance, and it's kind of frightening because if they notice you, the AI is designed on these
Yeah,
things.
it's
They're
really
just
good.
insane.
Can I ask about the time commitment on one match? Like, what's that
Dude,
looking like?
You have
2 minutes.
Here's the thing, it's 30 minutes to
Max.
like max, but you can literally get in, loot one thing, and then extract.
Yeah, and you get XP.
I've played short rounds that are like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
I get in, I go to like, I spawn by a building that's like has pretty good stuff, and I'm like, good. All right, my inventory's full. I'm gonna get out, and I get out in like 10 minutes.
I think this is something that will lead to further conversation later in the podcast. But something that is a big consideration when I turn on a game right now is like how much time it's going to take, and maybe why I've leaned more towards the easy pickup Steam Deck games, or like I'm still playing Battlefield 6. Like every time I turn on my PlayStation, that's been my go-to because I know that I can play something quick if it's a quick thing, or something longer like a Conquest and still be out the door in 25 minutes, like maximum. I think that's kind of like really important to me right now with like how my schedule is. I'm still able to have long sessions, like, but those are fewer and further between. So that's good to know. That's just good to know.
Like, it does have that of like, if you want, you're like, oh, I can get a run in, and I'm like, I have to stick to my parameters for like what I stick to for like timing. And so I'll make an informed decision about like, hey, like there's a night raid, or like there are different events that are always going on at different locations. It kind of incentivizes you to like keep moving around. But I'll be like, oh, there's a night raid, so like it has better loot, but I'm gonna go in for a shorter period of time because I know there's like better loot. I can be a little more, I can just get in there, get like maybe some good stuff, and then pop back out. It's gonna be a little scarier, but
Sure.
But also like the feeling of just one more round is like constant.
Yeah.
In this as well. Of like you get out and you're like, shit, like I have better stuff. Oh, I only need one more of these robot parts. Like I could go get that. I could go get that real quick, pop right out of there. But then you're like, fuck, I found this other thing that like I really want to hold on to.
When you guys describe this, sounds like a little bit of like a shopping list game in a good way, not a bad way.
It is.
It's like, I'm going to the store. I'm dropping in. You know, I gotta get what I'm getting from the store,
You're
and
just
then
constantly
leaving.
looking at your list because you can ping your list, and so you just know what do I need, and but okay. Well,
but it's so organized because you can like there's
good.
the different types of loot spawn in different types of locations, so it's easy to be like, I need a computer part. So I'm going to go to the technology portion of the map.
Smart. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Because I'm like, I know where that is.
I need pears. Where's my pear? I need lemons and pears. Where do I get that? Right? Like,
can you
it's
choose
like,
your spawn-in points? Because you're not dropping.
No.
You cannot choose your spawn-in points.
So it's you just appear randomly on the map.
Around the outskirts. Yeah. Some point. But the outskirts have good loot too. You just have to like kind of like
know where to
go. I want to get it.
Know where to go.
Guys, I feel like I just had this conversation with y'all not how many months ago for Dune. I wanted y'all to play Dune, and y'all never have played Dune.
Awakening?
Dune Awakening, yeah. I was like,
are you still playing it?
No, just because like nobody plays it with me anymore. But you know, if the bat signal goes out, I'm there in a heartbeat. And also they updated something where I don't know if y'all know this. Maybe this was like a red flag for y'all where like your base goes away if you don't play a long time. They mitigate that, so they don't have that anymore. Yeah. Your base stays there forever.
That's great. That's wonderful.
I did want to change to it is wonderful. There was one topic on here that I think is always fun for me personally to talk about, and that is the most anticipated game category. I kind of want to get your thoughts on specifically two games. One that is 007 First Light and GTA 6. Now, I guess we'll talk about GTA 6 first. Do we think we're ever getting GTA 6? Is it ever going to release?
We're going to get it.
Yes.
I fully believe we're going to get it. I think
we'll get it this year. I think they have to release it this year, unfortunately.
I'm excited. I'm really excited to play that game. I feel like it's going to be like probably one of the most immersive things ever released, no?
I don't think they have a choice. I think it has to be one of the most immersive things ever.
They don't have a choice.
The expectations are so high that I'm sure they'll deliver in tons of ways that we don't see coming. It won't be as good as other things that we're thinking about, you know, like I'm sure it will be one of the best looking games. I'm sure it's going to be 30 FPS on PS5 and Xbox, like, you know, and it won't release on PC until a year later where you can play an uncapped frame rate or something. Like,
that's right.
There's going to be drawbacks for sure, but I do think that it will be an incredible video game for sure. I mean, it can't not be. If it is not a fantastic video game, it will I mean, I don't think people that don't play games understand the budget and like
sheer scale of this
pure,
thing.
yeah, the scale and the money behind GTA 6. Will be an economic indicator. This is a massive thing.
It'll change the economy of countries, and also it'll be a cultural event that we haven't seen since like Endgame and
for sure
Super Bowls, right? Like this is big moments. People will take off work. This is one of those where it's become part of the cultural zeitgeist too, where we're saying this has come out before GTA 6. And I think that conversation has maybe brought in the common folk who, again, literally no exaggeration, probably don't even know games and don't know like what's going on, but they're like, oh, GTA 6. And like that just goes to show the sheer scale of this game, right? Like that's what excites me. What is that opening week gonna look like?
I think good or bad, it's gonna make a lot of money. I think it's gonna make a lot more money if it is good though.
I think the writing on the wall is that this game is not going to be good.
Ooh, wow. Do you really believe that though?
Hit it right down now.
I'm not just being contrarian.
Wow. No, yeah.
I think there's so much pressure, and like hearing about the delay and the morale at Rockstar right now, like
it's horrible.
I think there's so many people who were on GTA 5 and GTA of old that are like no longer working on this game, and I think they're really trying to pull it together to like make something great. And I think like maybe there's a reason why we waited so long to hear about it, like to hear about the release dates and the change. I think it's just not looking good. I know DNA is like
valid, bro. Valid.
The sort of a buzzword right now. People are like, oh, it's DNA. Or DOA. DOA. Is it going to be DOA? Yeah. I don't think it's going to be DOA, but I think if they don't hit it, like it will be like for all intensive purposes DOA.
Let me throw some things at you. I would love to get your opinion on.
Sure.
Firstly, GTA as a whole has always been rooted in this satirical realism type of thing. Yep. And I could see that not landing as hard in this game. From the trailers, I think that it leans maybe on the annoying side more than the funny side from what I've seen. Like the over characterizations of the Florida people and stuff. I think that would be funny to an extent, but like, will it be a world that you want to like actually live in for hundreds of hours? I don't know yet.
Yeah. Right.
Number 2, GTA 5 launched with just its story mode, and it took months for the online to come out. And then after the online came out, it was unplayable for months after that. It was a horrible online launch. But now online is what keeps GTA 5 making so much money. Do you think that online will drop with the campaign story mode? Do you think?
No.
I'm a no.
Effing crazy. I think they have to.
They have to. Yeah. Because you think about the story, right? Like you said, the story of GTA 5.
This game cost $1 billion.
$1 billion.
And I think if I'm sitting at the desk and making the decision of whether or not we launch it and we push multiplayer with it, and we have $1 billion, right? And I'm looking at people sweating over whether or not this game is going to be good. I'm thinking whatever delivers on day one has to be fucking perfect.
It has to be.
For the margin to be perfect is so much harder for that to be hit when you include both single player and multiplayer. To have an excellent single player and multiplayer experience day one is
very difficult.
Excruciatingly difficult, especially for Rockstar, as we have seen in years past.
Did Red Dead 2? Did Red Dead 2 launch with online? No, right?
I don't remember.
It did not launch with online, but it launched in a very quicker window. I think it was like a month after. But their online was just so unsupported, dude. It was like you just want to play the story mode, which is so unfortunate. So unfortunate because that's such a cool online world to be in.
Because you think about like the thing about GTA 5 is that you have this beautiful map and it's like cool. I'm in online, I can play with my friends, but there was literally nothing to do until now. The amount of content in GTA 5 is unfathomable because you have heists and and businesses to grow your money. Like there's a lot to do now, but it took a long time to get those heists. So you go back into a city landscape and you're kind of feeling like, okay, are there missions? Are there heists? Are there robberies I can do, like big convoluted missions? Like,
and like that,
Ooh,
because
that?
we have all that in a Grand Theft Auto online world now, the bar is now raised.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because we see
that.
because like for GTA 5, it was like, hey, everyone knows that it was awful that they didn't have all that at launch. So now they have to say, when we drop online, we have to have all this content plus a roadmap of what is to come.
Here's my guess. They're going to launch with the basics of the things that you would need GTA Online to be successful. I think the heists or an equivalent will be there, and the housing, like some of the big marketplace things that they do with GTA to make it interesting, make a good progression. But I can almost guarantee that their roadmap will be heavily integrated with like user generated content. I think this is big for most ongoing multiplayer games right now. Portal for Battlefield is a massive push. Fortnite, you can have any. I don't really know. What do you mean?
Starfield
like
has like what's
I
mods,
guess.
but like community driven like missions and stuff.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
It has a little bit of that.
I'm talking about Fortnite, like custom maps. I'm talking about
custom
Roblox.
maps.
I'm talking about the games that people spend their lives in right now. I think that GTA Online will have, and it's going to come in the form of RP. You know, like all the RP stuff that happened with GTA 5.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be integrated with the game. You're going to have, you're not going to have to do crazy stuff to do that. And I think that will be the longevity of GTA 6 Online. Personally.
Also, I think we get an $80 launch base. I'm gonna say it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Wouldn't surprise me.
Ridiculous. Oh, but
they gotta try to make their money back somehow.
But is it a Game Pass? No, this is not like anything. It's a pay only.
No,
this
it's
is
for
for
sure. It is not coming day one to Game Pass. It is not coming day one to Extra. Like,
Yeah, no way.
no way.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. I mean, I'm interested. But one game that I did want to mention, just because I wanted to get it out I wanted to get it out of my mouth. 007 First Light comes from IOI Interactive, the company that created the recent 3 Hitman games. Hitman, one of my favorite games of all time. I'm still playing that bad boy.
Yeah.
What I've seen from the 007 game, it doesn't like blow my mind by any means, but it is exciting because it's James Bond, and I feel like there's a lot of love hopefully going into a game like this. They've shown gameplay, and it does seem like Hitman, closer than I thought, but I don't know. That's a day one for me. James Bond. That's all I have to say.
James, what are your thoughts on James Bond?
James, what are your thoughts on James Bond, James?
First Light.
It doesn't move the needle for me a lot. Like, I thought Hitman was, again, like, I thought it was cool, but it's not something that I want to spend a lot of time in. I don't want to keep replaying missions to do like, and it feels like hard to make that in the 007 world. I don't know if it's going to have that same direction of like emphasis on replayability, or if they're going more for like a whole single player campaign story start to finish. I'm curious and a little like, I don't know if concerned is the right word, to see if IO does that well, if they know how to make that cohesive storyline start to finish and like have all the pieces line up and be fun to play through and be successful in a linear game. The driving didn't look super fun. I think the coolest parts for me were like some of the more organic moments of like using the environment in hand-to-hand combat. Like there was a moment where he like tackled a dude off of a railing like onto the ground, and like I think it's cool interacting with other NPCs like in interesting ways and in dynamic ways with the environment, whether you're pushing someone up against a wall, using like an environmental attack. Oh, I'm going to smack his head on the rail. I'm going to smack his head on the table. And then I'm going to like roll around this, piece of like steel or whatever to get to the guy and then push him off of a high place. I think things like that are cool. I think when it gets to like, it's a shooting gallery, that's less fun to me. And I also am interested to see how like the more espionage type stuff works in the moment to moment when you're doing the spy, like talking to people, like getting clues, getting information, like how you can sort of spin your web of lies as a spy to get the information you want.
Well, with all these games coming out, I mean, you're probably wondering, well, where am I going to play it on? Well, luckily, Valve has you covered. There's a new device coming out. Can we pivot to that? I was trying to make a good pivot, but then I laughed at my silliness.
I liked it, right? That was pretty good.
I tried.
I would like to give my quick thoughts on James Bond though, real quick.
That's why I hesitated, because I was like, does Vince want to talk about James Bond or not? And I was like, well, here you go.
I echo a lot of concerns that James has with the game for sure. That being said, I think it could be a fun third-person action-adventure game. But there's a lot of third-person action-adventure games out there right now. So, like, what will this do to set it apart? I think having the Hitman elements could be really enjoyable for it. It looks a little corny, but maybe definitely in a good way. It jury's out if that will land or not. I think the gameplay looked fun in the stealth sections, and then when it got into like the all-out action, it looked super scripted and like not fun. So I think that's what IOI has to prove to us, is that the stealth can be, or like the big action adventure stuff can be just as fun as the stealth part that they're already good at.
Yes.
So
yeah,
but I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah,
anyway,
so
Steam stuff.
There's a new console coming out from Valve. It's called the Steam Machine. If you happen to not know, it's a PC gaming focused console. Pretty interesting. It was revealed just this month, November 2025. We also got a first look at a new controller and a VR headset titled the Steam Frame, which, I mean, the streets are saying this might be the best VR headset that will be out on the market. I don't know, but I'll say my quick thoughts about this. After playing on the Steam Deck, I enjoy that you can play games in a different mode, right? Like PC games, I feel like you're constricted to having a PC, of course, and a monitor, maybe on a desk. And if you wanted to, you could connect your PC to a television, but then you have to have like, people have that setup where you have like a couch, keyboard and mouse, and you're playing like that because you get the specs of a PC and maybe a bigger television, but it's a weird setup. But now with this kind of new device, you can kind of have your own Xbox or PlayStation, but with more specs. I haven't even looked at the specs, so
let's talk about the specs.
Let's talk about the specs.
I mean, do you want to intro with the specs, or do we want to talk like? Yeah, go ahead, Vincent.
I want to give a little more explanation about what the Steam Machine is, because it is a PC, but it is a PC that looks like a console. It's a small box.
It's like if you took the Xbox Series X and cut it in half, is what someone said.
That is what it looks like.
I think that is a good example.
It is running Steam OS, the same OS that runs on the Steam Deck, and you can install Steam OS on a large variety of PC machines. And the idea is that you would be able to plug it in and play it as a console.
But it's not just you can install other OSs to it if you want. It
probably has
Windows.
Something else on it too. Like Steam Deck, you can boot into desktop mode, which is Linux, I guess, probably. Yeah. I'm assuming it'll be a similar setup here. Anyways, spec time.
It is. I'm not gonna get into too much. It uses a custom GPU, and the biggest thing that I want to point out that has raised a lot of concerns within the podcast that I have listened to is it's running with
what?
Hold on.
Talk to me through what you're looking at.
Walk us through it. Talk us through it.
Oh, okay. I think this is what it is. So it has 18 gigabytes. Sorry, it was confusing me too because I was looking at 16 gigabytes of RAM, but it's only 8 gigabytes of VRAM.
Which is bad.
Which is bad.
Yeah.
The biggest technology they're using to sort of leverage the performance of this is upscaling technology, which I think is called FSR. That's what it is. FSR. And they're saying it's going to be 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck, which on paper, that sounds great to me. Steam Deck is pretty good.
It's good, but the thing to think about Steam Deck is it's not even playing in 1080 on a handheld. I think it's a weird aspect ratio. I think it's playing around 800p. It's above 720. It looks fantastic on this, but when you plug it into a TV, it doesn't look great.
And so it uses a lot of FSR to upscale things, to get the sticker on the box of 4K 60 frames per second. But that doesn't mean it's going to play every game at 4K 60 frames per second. FSR is not as nice as something like DLSS.
I would argue that it's pretty good though. It
Really?
has come, yeah. So I run a 2060 in my PC, very old NVIDIA chip, but I have a 4K monitor, and so the only way to play in 4K on those games is by using only up-resing. I can't play natively at 4K and get 60, but FSR does occasionally for from medium scale games, not like Doom or something crazy fast paced. I can get 4K 60 with FSR on a lot of cases on Steam. It's a very nice technology if you're not a purist. I only play native. I don't use upscaling.
Yeah.
In my opinion, from my history.
I am. Go ahead, Ryder.
Well, I'm just looking at the specs of like the PS5 Pro, and I'm like trying to compare, because while I was like initially excited about the Steam machine because it's like, oh, maybe the power of a PC, always will trump a console. It looks like PS5 Pro might even have way better specs than this bad boy here, which is surprising because I hear price might be pretty high considering it is like it is a PC over a console. Surprising.
Yeah, that's the question of how much is this bad boy going to cost. I hear some people saying it needs to be $700. I hear some people speculating it's going to be close to $900.
That's crazy.
Close to $1,000, which I can't imagine this being successful and being $1,000. Like, I think like with the specs and the comparison between like, if we're comparing PS5 Pro, how much is the PS5 Pro? $650?
$7, yeah, something like that.
$7, and if PS5 Pro is really outclassing it,
crazy.
It's really hard, but I think the interesting part of this is like who is the market for this, and whether that is to pull. I think Steam is in such like a pivotal spot where it has so much leverage. Like I think so many people want to be on Steam. Even me as like someone who's primarily a PlayStation player, I want to play on Steam. Like they have a corner on the market in friend slop right now, and as much as I hate to use the word friend slop, it feels so derogatory. Like everyone is itching to play games that are only coming out on Steam right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And everyone knows that, like, I think with the increase of prices in PlayStation Plus as well as Game Pass, the idea of not having to pay for a subscription service on a month-to-month basis or a year-to-year basis to play online games is potentially really big.
I gotta tell y'all, this was the craziest thing for me. I've been an Xbox user my entire life, since the very first Xbox. Just this month, I finally canceled my entire subscription for Xbox. Yeah. And I'm debating selling it, getting rid of my Xbox and going all in on PlayStation, just because, when it comes to the games that I play and the things that I'm on the most.
You love PlayStation games.
Yeah, I love PlayStation games, and the price of stuff like that. It's like,
and you're not missing out because all those games are coming to PlayStation and PC.
Exactly. Yeah. When they're like, oh yeah, the console wars and all that, it's not happening anymore. You can just play it on Steam. You can play it on PlayStation. I got the computer, and then, I am really going in on PC games because when I buy a game on Steam, I'm like, cool, I get to enjoy it on my setup here. But then if I want, I have my Steam Deck to just download it and hope that it works on there. It's like, what? Xbox, you're not selling me on this, dude. You're not selling me.
I'm such a convert. I mean, this is kind of the big thing I wanted to talk about this episode. We talked a lot about Game Awards and what we've been playing, which is incredible. But like, has your guys' habits changed of where you're buying games? It used to be a no-brainer to me that I'd be buying something on PlayStation at all times, indie or AAA. And now it's like, okay, my no-brainer is I'm buying all of my indies on Steam now. And I'm buying my AAA on PlayStation because my PC isn't very powerful or strong. And I do like to play in 4K, and it's fine if it's in 60. I don't feel like I'm missing out not playing it on PC. Mm-hmm. But as I move forward in time, I kind of feel like I'm going to be locked out of my PlayStation stuff soon. That PC and Steam would be the library that I'm able to carry places when it comes to cloud streaming, playing it handheld, playing it. Now a Steam machine could act as a console. It feels like a no-brainer to be completely gravitated towards the Steam ecosystem, but my library is on PlayStation, so
Yeah.
I'm a little torn in between for every single game right now. It's a decision every single time right now.
No, I'm with you
Yeah.
because like there are games that here's what I do when I wish list a game. I wish list it on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, and Epic, and I see who's gonna have the Game Pass or the PlayStation Plus for free. In my head, I think it's free, even though I'm paying for the subscription or the sale first. But like you were saying, like with Game Pass, I don't think you said this. It's like if I'm not playing the games on my Xbox and I'm paying monthly, it's like it's just draining money. So I was like, I don't play enough to justify the price. And so
That's
like
what
you said,
that's what they got you.
that's what I got you. Yeah. And so I'm like, I'm canceling because like you said, if this Steam machine comes out and I can play all PlayStation games on this thing, then it's like cool. Not all, but some, right?
You could probably remote play from it.
On your
PlayStation, but you can play the PlayStation games that have come out on PC, but there's usually a time limit there. But a point that you're bringing up also is the fact that I can get games on sale at such a minuscule price on Steam, and I have to pay for instance, this is just an example. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was on sale on Black Friday on Steam for the deluxe edition for $26.
Yeah.
Okay, with all the DLCs. On PlayStation, the Black Friday sale was $59 instead of $69 for that. And I was like, this is insane. Right now in my cart, they're doing a Final Fantasy sale. I want to play Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy X really badly. Those are never going on sale on PlayStation. I mean, Chrono Trigger, I don't know if it's playable on PlayStation. Not sure. But
that's the thing. It's also just a bigger library on Steam.
you can get anything. I want to play an old crazy. I want to play Crazy Taxi again. Well, that should be my thing. Lego The Hobbit, not playable on PlayStation 5 because it was a PS3 stuck game. I got it in my Steam library and I can play it on my Steam Deck. It just feels so. It feels wrong to invest in PlayStation right now, and that's sad. That's coming from a PlayStation very hardcore person.
Isn't
for
that
my
crazy?
entire
Yeah,
life.
PlayStation users and Xbox. I'm what I was gonna say. My final point on the Steam, because if you're paying one time for the game, you get it on 3 different devices. Your regular PC setup, your deck, where you can take on a plane, which is what I'm using. I'm using it at airports or wherever you're at. Right, you can go wherever. And then now you have a device that accesses the console where you can play on a controller, and you have a nice.
In addition, even outside of Steam, you can use these systems as emulators, and you can rip ROMs off of the web and just be used have access to libraries of games.
I don't do that. I don't do that at all. I've never done that in my life.
I've said you could do that. I'm not saying I have done that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
No. I think another thing that is so compelling about the Steam platform is that it is the only service that actively promotes family sharing of games.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Which is a huge system.
What does that mean?
You don't know what that means? It means we could have, in theory, a family
strictly casual
game
family.
Strictly casual family of games.
What are we doing? James, what are we doing?
It's game share. I'm already in one.
You're already.
So I can't.
Vince, I pay money. I'm good for it. What are we doing here? What are we doing here that we aren't sharing games, bro? You want a game? We'll start splitting prices, bro. How insane is that?
That gets ugly. I just want to buy a game and then give you access, and you buy a game and give me access, that sort of thing.
Oh, you don't like? You would rather pay full price?
The split gets ugly. I don't know.
If the game's $60 and I just send you 30 and I feel good.
It gets ugly.
But what if the access gets lost? I get scared. Then it's
it's a custody battle. It's a custody battle.
Oh, if I lose access to it and
then it's only on my account. Yeah.
Why would that happen though? Then we just
sometimes you never know.
I just don't want to cause any problems. You know what I mean?
Okay, so then I buy a game, you buy.
Thing.
I wouldn't get.
He wants a prenup. We need to have a Steam family prenup.
Hey, no, I'm serious. After this pod, let's talk about this because I'm not.
We'll talk about.
You know me.
Anyways, James,
I don't care. Sorry.
Keep explaining.
Steam family is it is exactly what it sounds like, and it's game sharing. You can't play the same game at the same time as someone else, so you got to do a little bit of hey, you get the kids on Saturday from 2 to 5, and I get the kids on Saturday from 5 to 7.
Well, luckily for me and Vince, I sleep when he's awake, and he's awake when I'm asleep.
That's true.
That's true. So, Yeah, let's talk about. Do you have thoughts on the controller? I don't have a lot of thoughts on the VR. Ryder, it sounded like you were pretty excited about it. I thought the controller was ugly, but I think it like looks interesting for inputs and stuff like that.
I'm completely whatever on the VR just because I'm not like a VR person. I get excited about VR stuff, but like for some reason it's just whatever. I don't really see myself investing in that at all. The controller is kind of like the Steam Deck itself, which took me a while to get used to. It kind of feels like your thumbs have to go up kind of high to click the buttons at first. But that was only the first like week, and now it feels very natural. I have a feeling the controller will be the same thing. For people that don't usually use the Steam Deck, it'll be a hard adjustment, and then it'll feel natural. I quite like the controller.
Does it have good triggers?
Yeah, the triggers are great for a handheld.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not. It's not like a DualSense or anything.
Yeah.
Got this bad boy right here. Trackpad. How often are we using trackpad though? You using trackpad? I'm barely using this bad boy.
I use it for ball pit because it's easier to select like the town when you have to move the houses around. It's actually I quite like it, but barely ever.
I like the haptics on the touchpad.
Yeah,
they're sick.
Yeah, very
the
satisfying.
haptics are really cool. And I think they'll be cool on the controller as well. I'm curious if you could use other controllers for.
You can. Yeah. They said any controller is compatible with it. I think the trackpad's nice on the Steam Deck controller because it is a PC and they're assuming that some games that you play aren't going to be perfectly optimized for it. So it's giving you the option to play non-optimized games, which is really important, I think.
I want everyone to like give how likely they are to buy a Steam machine at this moment in time.
I will say, literally after this conversation, I am more likely. My percentage has gone up just because of how if I'm eliminating Xbox, maybe getting rid of it. It's sad to say, I don't know. But like you said, if my one purchase on a Steam gives me 3 devices to play on, that's pretty tempting. And if it's more specs though, like I'm not going to pay a more premium price if the specs aren't better than like a PS5 because I want more of a true 4K 60, even better. Like that's what I want out of a PC. Might as well just plug in my PC.
I don't think you're going to get that.
You're not going to get it.
Yeah. Okay. So then probably not for me. Then.
You might just want to look into upgrading your PC.
Yeah.
The question is, Ryder, is do you play in your living room? Do you ever play in your living room?
No, but part of me kind of wants. No, I don't. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. Thanks.
Then it's probably not for you.
Yeah,
straight up.
But it's exciting.
I play at my desk 90% of the time, and I play at my couch 10% of my time, and that's when I'm playing a game like I don't know, just like with Ali or something that I'm not like focused on or not a multiplayer game. I don't want to sit 20 feet from my TV and try to shoot someone in Battlefield. It doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. My eyesight's too bad for that. I'm playing right here. So like, I don't think I'm going to get one, but I love that this option exists. I think there are people that this is perfect for, and maybe I'll get one day. Maybe I'll find a good use for it. Maybe just right now it's not for me, and it could be for me down the line. I don't know. James, what about you?
Yeah, if you asked me a couple months ago, I would have said 0. Not buying it. I think recently I've been wanting to touch into the more Steam market, and I think because the Steam machine promises a much more easy way to hop into your games, a much more easy way for those games to be optimized, like I almost wonder if there's going to be like a Steam machine optimized checklist, or like, you know, if that option is going to be a thing on the store of like, is this game Steam machine optimized? Is it going to be able to?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think
similar to how Steam Deck works.
Okay. I think that compels me a little more because then I don't have to like really fuss over the specs as much. Like I really want to play Steam games, especially with friends, and I want that to be easy. And I like the sharedness of Steam games. I like my Steam family, and I like the opportunity to try out games from friends. Also, like something we haven't touched about with Steam is like the return policy is so much better.
Yeah,
they do return.
You can return it if you play them for like less than 2 hours or less than 3 hours and you decide you don't like it, you can return
Or it doesn't
for a
run
full
on your machine.
Or
Yeah.
it doesn't run on your machine. You can totally return it for a full refund. But yeah, I've been recently playing a lot of games in my living room because Regine, my girlfriend, doesn't spend a lot of time in the office. And so when she's out in the living room, like whether she's working at the kitchen table on her laptop or she's just like in and out doing her own thing, it's more like inclusive to be out in that space with her. And so my PlayStation has actually been living in the living room for the last couple of weeks. Had some friends over for Thanksgiving, had to throw some controllers. We were playing some party games and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, this is like such a great like experience. And have like being like even playing like Clair Obscur like on a big screen like is really nice. Like sometimes to enjoy the scale of like Death Stranding on the big TV feels different than on a little monitor. Like you just feel much more of the gravitas of some of these games with really impressive visuals on a bigger screen. It's really true. It's more theatrical. Whereas like when I'm playing Death Stranding on my 27-inch monitor, it's just like it's there.
Yeah. That's fair too. That's something that I think if I had a better setup in a living room or something, then I might be trying to play more games there. Which would change my decision making too on this.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
But
Just a couple things. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's if I totally committed to Steam. I'm still in the middle. I'm still between Steam and PlayStation.
Right. And I am too. I think there's parts of PlayStation economy that work for me. Like I'm an extra member and I like having the library of games. Like we're games people. Like when we have friends over and we play games on our TV, and having access to a library of party games is really nice.
That you've collected over the years.
That I've collected over the years and that are constantly changing out. And I always have opportunities like, hey, let's like try this game out together. Like, let's try this, this fun co-op game. Like Regina and I played Moving Out the other week because I was on PlayStation Extra and I just downloaded that. Hey, you want to try this game? Yeah. And we had a blast. So it's those experiences I really like having. And that's why PlayStation works for me. But I also, I feel caught between the two ecosystems of like Steam has so much to offer for me. And I could see that being a place like to have dedicated like gaming, because I hate playing games on mouse and key. I think I have wrist problems and my wrist always hurts when I play games for too long on mouse and keyboard. But yeah, if it reviews well, if it's the right price at the right time, and I happen to be making a little extra money to like throw into something like that, like sure, maybe. Yeah. But I think right now even like I would love a Steam Deck more than anything.
Yeah.
Like, I still don't have any like portable console like
that sounds like more your
Switch.
That social aspect that you're talking about of like playing in the living room, to me that has been my Steam Deck. Oh, I just bring my Steam Deck in there. I'm playing Hades 2 and Allie's cross-stitching or, doing her thing. And that's like, we're doing our own thing, but we're like hanging out instead of I'm upstairs at my desk going blah, 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 and she's doing her own thing. Yeah.
Right.
And but I mean, the Steam Deck isn't cheap. The OLED's it's not the cheapest thing. It's like $600 for the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
That's
it's
nuts.
expensive. Which is like right now I'm like looking at the Portal because I really like the DualSense controllers, and I'm like oh, it goes down on sale. It's like sometimes $150, and I'm like that's really inexpensive just to have like an extra screen to be like out somewhere.
How can we give ourselves more screens? How can I
I know,
myself
so bad,
in my room?
dude.
I'm thinking of me too. How can I give myself more ways to play in my room? I am Steam Decking. I got my iPad. I'm here on my phone. I'm like,
it's some serious first world problems that we're talking about right now.
And that's
very
I don't even
privileged
play.
to be talking about that.
Yeah, very privileged to talk about it. I don't even play much video games anymore, which is like weird. But I think I always have that idea that maybe I'll get to my backlog. I don't think I ever will.
I've given up on that. I'm never getting to my backlog. It's never happening. I'm just going to play the games I want when I want to.
That's exactly where I'm at too. Oh, I'm not feeling this. Okay, jump into something else.
Yep.
Well, let us know what you're playing. We have our Discord where we talk about what we play, what we're watching, what we're reading. Like we said, the Discord has been a nice place to kind of talk with everybody about what's going
poppin'.
on in our
really
lives and what
nice.
we're playing. And so stay tuned for that. And then we also have the Game Awards that's coming up. December
11th.
Thursday. We'll be live. The three of us will be hopping in, having a good time, reacting to probably the best time in gaming of the entire year.
Will we get a new God of War? I don't know. Ryder's sending me some serious copium going
A
on.
lot of copium.
Yo,
Yeah.
Jeff Keighley's posting stuff. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's do this thing. Who's
I'm
going to be
giving up on Bloodborne 2.
Yeah, it's never coming out.
It's never coming
It
out.
will. This is the year you give up. This is the year they're showing it.
I know.
What's going to be the random celebrity guest? My guess would probably be Pedro or Aaron Paul, maybe.
Yeah.
Last of Us or
Hear me
Dispatch?
out. Hear me out.
Let's hear it.
I got Bradley Cooper.
Okay. Why?
Bradley Cooper's been popping up in a lot of media over the last week.
Yeah.
I've seen him like 3 times in the last
Okay.
week. And so I'm like, you know what? I think it would be crazy and a weird trend if I saw Bradley Cooper again in a game. Do you think
Sweet.
Matthew McConaughey will come back for that one sci-fi game he's doing?
Oh, I
Forgot
remember
about that. That was a long
Because he's
time ago.
promoting a book right now, Poems and Prayers. So
Bro,
he might-
poems and prayers.
Poems and Prayers. You know what? Here's my take right here. Ready? Young Gravy. And I'm 100% on that. Young Gravy.
Good
You
guess.
know what?
Good guess.
You know
That's a
why?
good guess.
Young Gravy, he's in Dispatch. And
He is
maybe
in
he does the
Dispatch.
Best
It's really
Music Award. And that feels like a celebrity. That feels like a Game Awards.
Sounds like some
celebrity.
bullshit that would be in there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, guys,
Alright,
that was a
big
blast.
tricks.
I had a good time. I don't know when the next time we'll record because it's going to be crazy holiday season. But we'll see you on the stream in 2 weeks. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Any final words, gentlemen?
Happy holidays if we don't see you before then.
Happy holidays. Eat
Happy
some good
holidays,
food,
everyone.
Spend some time with your family.
Yeah. Enjoy it.
Love you all.
Bye,
See you
everyone.
next time. Peace out.
Peace out.